Hi, this is Mika Coleman with Tax Deed and Overage Education. And today I want to talk about how you can automate your real estate and create cash flow. Specifically, my channel is about tax deeds and overages, but I'm quite sure you could do this in any umbrella of real estate. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit story about how I arrived here. I want to basically tell you how I've had failures, but those failures failed me forward to success. And I wanted to kind of briefly tell you how in the beginning when I was doing real estate, and they obviously did not have all the tools they have today, I literally was the business. I was the machine. And even in the last 3 or 4 years, I was still the machine. And as life happens and circumstances happen and things change, family members get sick, life, I'm just realizing everybody is lifing or call it adulting, right? And what I realized was, especially being an entrepreneur, my income would go up, 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 and then go down, 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 up, down, up, down. Anybody an entrepreneur, you feel me out there, just click the heart in the comments. But what I wanted to say was, I was like, dang, how do I, make this consistent? And as an entrepreneur, we are not, we're taught to run a business, but we're not taught to always delegate. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today, about how to automate specifically in overages. Tax deeds, you can automate it a little bit, but in a nutshell, in real estate as a whole, you can't automate it to a certain degree. However, in my specific niche, I have been basically testing it and piloting for the whole process all the way up to the very end. And so that's what I want to talk about on how you can basically automate to create cash flow. So before I do that though, I wanted to talk about my failure, right? So I would get a big check, and then I wouldn't get another check for maybe 3, maybe 2 months, but I would have a pipeline. I'm like, oh my God, it becomes daunting. It becomes tiresome. It's and then you be like, well, you know what? I'm good. I made 30,000, 40,000. I don't need to do this. I could, go a couple of months, but then you got to be on the grind again. So I say that all to say, what I realized was I had to ask myself. I was like, okay, Mika, what are you really good at and what you do not like doing? And so this is for anybody that's in real estate. Think about your strengths of what you can do personally that you could literally almost do in your sleep. And then think about your weaknesses where you fall short. And so I'm saying this all to say because I have failed. I'm not perfect. And I realized that the reason why I wasn't having consistent every month is because of me. And I realized that there are some things I just don't like to do. And if life happens, I just ain't gonna do it. That's just the reality of it, right? So what I've been doing, and it's challenging because you're also focusing on systems. I don't want to say focusing, but you're relying on systems. So I have to say I'm still going through that, but it's still a lot easier than you physically having to do it. I'm trying to be consistent on this channel and give content, but guess what, you guys? I'm literally in the air 2 to 3 times a month, traveling back and forth, taking care of a family member. So I don't really have a lot of time. So I say that all to say that in order to be proficient in real estate and create consistent cash flow, specifically in overages or even tax deeds, because tax deeds, which I like to, for those that are interested in tax deeds, you can literally do that for any real estate investment niche, whether it's fix and flip, buy and hold, or wholesale. If you get a good tax deed, you could do one of those 3 strategies. Well, with tax deeds, unless it's a public auction, you can't automate it. And you could walk away. And as long as you do your numbers and you do your max bid, you're gonna win. That is really simple. So online bidding, you can automate, but of course you have to physically be there for the public in-person auctions. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was overages, because as I was doing overages, I realized I was having things fall through the cracks. And also too, like I said, I would have like a hard month, or, you know, something happens with my family, or something, like I get sick, then I don't feel like doing it. And so I was like, okay, how can I keep this train running without me physically always having to do it? So what I wanted to talk about is how to automate that. I do have a link below that will show you how you can automate the system, and you can literally do it for any business. And basically what you're doing is you're setting up automations on the back end of what you would do. Like, so say for example, someone reaches out to you on your website, you can automatically, and this is not Chat GPT, you can automatically send sequence text to this person. And then you also could leave voicemail messages. So like if they put their information, you can already have that automated in the back end. The second thing is when it comes time to talking to a person, you can actually schedule it. You can be like, click my schedule and let's schedule a time to talk. Once again, you're not having to get on the phone. You are relying on the individual to move forward, but in this business, for those that want and need the money, oh, I bet your bottom dollar they're going to schedule that appointment. Also, I think the most daunting thing about the overage part is the consistent calling. And I hired a team to do that as well. And I know some of you may be like, I don't have the money, I don't have, you know, the time. Well, you have to choose. You either create the time or you get the money to have people make the calls for you. So that has turned my business around, and I just wanted to encourage you as an entrepreneur or a real estate investor that if you are really, really serious about investing in real estate, you really have to sit down with yourself and say, what am I good at? Like, you don't have to know real estate. Like, you don't have to know like everything about real estate. I mean, I've been in it for 20 years and I don't know everything. I mean, I literally learn something new every day, but I know what I'm good at. And so I just focus on my strengths and I delegate my weaknesses. And so I just wanted to encourage you and empower you and inspire you that if you are wanting to get into real estate investing, specifically in the tax deed or overage niche, click the link below and there is going to be a video on how you can literally automate this entire system. I hope this helps. Please like and subscribe or leave a comment or a question about this channel. Happy investing, you guys.